I'm far from home, checking out a retro computer festival in England, seeing a few computers I hadn't seen before, and meeting some of the exhibitors and attendees. Visiting all the way from Australia, we stopped by Swindon, the Steam Museum, where the UK's largest retro computer festival, Retrofest 2026, was running. The hall was already packed with attendees and computers. Of course, there were the British computers which you would expect to see and have made their way over to Australia, and then the ones which I've never heard of before, like this Camputers Lynx. Even more of the BBC microcomputer, which was made by Acorn, and you can even get Acorn replicas apparently nowadays, which is, pretty cool. A whole bunch of classic calculators, some larger than the ones I had in school, and some able to show some words a bit more sophisticated than what I could do back then. Next to a kitted out Amiga 500 is something which looks like a PC, but is actually an Amiga 1200, which Hack Build Restore put together. Plenty more computers and consoles on display throughout the hall, either repaired or modified so that they're a bit easier to use nowadays or can do stuff they've never done before. Computers with their innards on display for everyone to see, and computers where that's pretty much what they would have looked like until you found a box for them. Nice to see a few kit computers and a few other computers that were loved by hobbyists back in the day, and I had a chat with Andy about a few of his.
This year's theme is machines built from kits. So we've got a UK 101 from about 1979, NASCOM one a little bit earlier, about 77, and the Powertran Cortex on the end, which is from 1982. And these are all available as kit machines. So the UK 101 is effectively a copy of the Ohio Superboard. It's a 6502 machine, typically with about 8K of RAM, something like that, character-based graphics. And you bought it as a kit. If you look in the back of magazines of that era, you'd find adverts for it, and people would be buying them and assembling them at home. The case, I'm not sure about. You see a lot of them in the case, but it wasn't provided as part of the kit. I suspect it's a Vero case, but I don't know that for sure. And then next is the NASCOM. So the NASCOM one is another kit-built machine.
Wow.
I seem to remember it's about 2K standard. There are various cases used. It came without the case.
Yeah, that's quite a solid-looking case.
Yeah. Well, it turns out that Micros, they actually produced it. And if you look in, I think it's issue 3 of Personal Computer World, you'll find an advert for it. And they make no mention of the fact that it's a NASCOM inside, but it is.
And talk about solid.
The Powertran Cortex, yeah. So this was featured in Electronics Today International magazine in 1982. There were about 3 or possibly 4 issues. They published the circuits, and you could send off, get the PCBs and build your own machine. I believe it was designed by TI engineers, but they put it out through the magazine rather than try and get to any corporate buying, I suppose. The full story I'm not entirely sure of. It's quite a nice little machine. It's related, I suppose, to the TI 9948.
Yeah, right.
So it's the 16-bit processor,
16-bit,
same
nice.
Video controller.
Wow.
Yeah. It's quite a tidy machine.
Solid as.
Yeah.
Were these like sort of more like industrial purposes, or did it just look this way?
I guess they had a machine that could do straight folds, so they used it.
Yep. Nice.
Kits and homebrews are still getting made nowadays, and next to those Amiga boards and blue SCSIs is, that a early release Pico IDE in the wild? Oh, it's kind of cool what you get to see around here. Yeah, the kit computer scene is still alive and well, and I went and had a chat with a fella called Dave who's been involved in the scene for a bit.
Back in the day I worked for this company, the Newbear Laboratories. On the side of it they had a thing called Newbear, where they sold kits. One, you started off just building the processor board.
Yeah.
You got a blank board and the components, which I built up. And that allowed you to, with switches and lights, make lights flash and learn a simple hex coding.
Yeah.
And then they brought out a monitor board, which allows you to plug in keyboards and terminals And when I finished working, learning enough from this, it went in the loft. I found it 30 years later when I retired, so we've fallen in love with it again.
Yeah.
At the moment, what it's doing is running 8K Altair Basic, so I can set a switch. If you want to move that train from track 1 to track 3, I go from track 1 to track 3, that's octal, where he does it, and just flick a switch. Off it goes. Because it's fitting to have a railway layout in a steam museum.
Yeah, perfect. So cool.
And actually what it's doing, it's sending a code to this box of tricks, which has been modified somewhat. So it's got the BBC microfeed in it and my Newbear.
Yeah.
So either of these can actually go to the interfacing. It's an Arduino. That's talking to Arduinos under there that's running DCCX, which is you can find that it's a form of DCC control for hobbyists. And it sends that to the track and drives the trains.
Wonderful.
That's going to have a think about it. This is my brother's machine.
Oh, yeah?
He's drawing dots in here, so he's having a little think. I don't know why it does that. And off he goes.
Off it goes. The Retrofest train.
Yeah. Well, he wrote all the code for this. He's quite a good programmer. He used to work on the DEC machines.
Yeah.
That's a copy of one, but IDP11. But that's the front of the very one he used to use, I believe, back in the day, in the 70s. It's the processor board. I built that in 1977. What young Dave Williams next door produced a lovely quality board.
Oh.
If you look at the difference between hand-drawn draw copies, you put a hole and interchange connector, so you can add things to it. And that chap there, just around the corner, has built a complete system with it. He's put a speak your weight machine on it, so you can go and weigh yourself.
You weigh 15 stones 10 pounds. If you are carrying a large thermal or a 10-liter, put it down and try again.
Thanks for trying that one out, Lee. I somehow missed that particular machine. There sure was some fun displays in there, and most of them were hands-on or interactive. Some really old ones which just got even older, with this teletype machine just merrily printing away a whole pile of stuff. I'm not exactly sure what it was, and it might have just been my stomach speaking, but I thought I saw the word lunch. So we headed across the car park to the nearby Outlet Centre's food court to go grab ourselves a lasagna and a tasty beverage. And after checking out the train museum, which I'll show you a bit more of later, we came back to a less crowded Sunday afternoon hall, which made it a whole lot easier to get up closer to all of the exhibits and find even more British computers I hadn't seen before. There was also a few Japanese computers, like these Sharps, a few computers from around the world, and maybe next time I should see what Australian computer I can bring along. Also, compared to back home, there's not as many Apple computers around. I thought I saw OS 9 running on one of Jonathan's UNIX, Macintoshes.
Yeah, there's definitely some of that theming coming in, but it has absolutely no backwards compatibility with classic macOS.
Yeah, right.
And no way to port classic Mac programs. This is next step. So they kind of pulled the release and they made it an enterprise-only thing. It's called macOS X Server. But most people know it by codename Rhapsody. It eventually became macOS X 10.0, but we've got a while to go. There's still no dock at the bottom, there's no pinstripe, and we don't have that compatibility layer that was really important. So, yeah, not something you see an awful lot of in the UK. They were a bit pricey when we had Acorns in schools, not Apples. So
Yeah,
I think everything on the table is a little bit exotic. But actually, surprising number of people came to me this weekend and said, "Oh, I used to work for BT. I used to work at the NHS. We had one of those HPs, or we had one of those Sun machines." A couple of people even said, "Oh yeah, I used to have an O2 on my desk." I told them I needed a Unix machine, so they gave me an O2.
Wow.
So yeah, Silicon Graphics O2 probably retailed about $5,000, I think. So yeah, not cheap, but the cheapest silicon graphics machine really at the time. The cool thing about silicon graphics machines is silicon graphics made so many demos. So there's hundreds of little programs you can run, like the spinning cube with the video rendered on it. The video is coming from the Raspberry Pi over Composite. So that's actually an old Bill Clinton interview from 1996. But yeah, Composite video rendered onto a spinning cube in 1996 is well beyond what a PC or a Mac could do. Whereas an HP workstation, I like them. I think they're very well built. I think they're a lot of fun. But there's not exactly a lot of demos you can run on them.
Yeah.
There's Acrobat Reader, Corel Draw, there's the Macintosh emulators available, but otherwise it's just a CDE Unix machine. I like them, I think they're very well built. I have a lot of fun with them. And then the machine at the end is a weird monster. That is an industrial Sun motherboard designed for an MRI scanner or other sort of industrial system. But it's ATX form factor, so it would fit into a standard sort of industrial chassis. Yeah. So I put it in an old Packard Bell gamer case with blue LEDs and a window. But then it has a Sun, what's called a Sun PCI card. So it's a PC on a card, Intel Celeron, RAM, graphics, chipset on a card, and that's why it's running Windows NT. So that's an UltraSpark 2 at 333 megahertz. And an Intel Celeron at 733 megahertz in the same box. And it's actually really useful for running Windows NT because it boots it out of a disk image file. So then when I'm done, I can just back it up and copy it over the network. Or I can set up Windows 98 or Windows XP or Windows 2000.
You really had migration and deployment in mind, didn't it?
Yeah. And so, you didn't want to give up your Spark software, your MATLAB or whatever it was you were using, but you still wanted Office 95, saved you having a whole second computer.
Yeah.
Because you'd get very used to a Sun machine, because if you look at the keyboard, caps lock and control are the wrong way round.
Oh.
And backspace is not in the right place.
Yes.
And you keep hitting, caps lock C instead of control C. So if you had a favourite Unix machine, you kind of wanted to stick with it. Yeah. Because you'd got really used to a really odd keyboard layout.
From all the wild and wondrous Unix machines to a whole bunch of graphics and video machines. And this beast of a machine, the PERQ 2.
It's pretty good at pushing pixels around the display. It's also pretty good at making a lot of heat. You stick a hand here, feel the nice cool air going in.
Oh yeah.
Then stick your hand here.
Right it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's
like that heat. That heating is happening with just a couple seconds going through those boards. So
just a couple of seconds.
So yeah, it's doing a pretty good job of making heat. Yeah, this entire board is the CPU. When you boot an operating system, you program the microcontrollers, program the instruction set. So each one of these operating systems has its own instruction set. As you can see from the sign, it's not the most dependable machine these days. Yeah, this one is, I think relatively rare to see running.
Yeah.
I don't know of other people who have working examples. If you want to make one of these things work, it takes a while. So
yeah, oh, that's cool. Awesome. Thanks, Tom.
Something I hear that's great to check out while you're in the UK is the Cambridge Computer Museum. And it was a bit out of my way, but fortunately it came to me. Swindon's Museum of Computing was here too, and they brought along something rather special.
This machine is the DROF Computox. It's a noughts and crosses machine. It was invented in the 1960s by a guy named Ford. The machine is actually based on an even earlier design, a machine called the Autox, which was described in the 1956 issue of Model Engineer magazine. So across 3 issues, they describe both the mechanical design and the electrical design of the machine. You can see that it's made of telephone exchange parts. Oh, wow. So it has 47 relays. Yeah. They control about 250 switches, and then there are a couple of uniselectors as well. Together, this set of switches is enough to play perfect noughts and crosses. So as an adult, you would not be able to beat it.
Oh.
Mr. Ford used to take it to school fetes to raise money for schools and so on. Adults coming up, they would not be able to beat the machine.
Oh.
However, if you reach underneath the machine here, you'll find that there is a secret switch.
Oh.
So if you press the switch, then some of the logic is removed, and suddenly the game will become beatable. So children used to be able to beat the machine. So as far as we know, this is a one-of-a-kind machine.
Yeah.
It's not working at the moment. It's also a bit fragile. What we hope to do is to turn it into a static display,
Yeah.
and then build a replica of it so that people can still interact with it. And so over here what we have is our first kind of prototypes of our replica.
Oh, yeah.
So this one is showing you how the input logic works. So if you imagine that 4 of these relays are controlling one of the squares on a board,
Yeah.
and then and the other 4 are controlling the square underneath, so maybe that square. At the moment you can see it's player X's turn because the lamp is lit. So if I try and cheat and make a move as player O, the logic won't let me do that. I can make a move as player X and my move is latched.
Yeah.
If I now press this button, now it's player O's turn. If I try and cheat again and take the square that's already been claimed, I can't do that. But I can make the move to the other square. So as I say, this demonstrates kind of how all of the input processing works. We've taken that logic and then expanded it out to all 9 squares on this machine. And so it will play noughts and crosses against you. So we can go and it will force a draw, which it has just done.
Oh, cool.
At the moment, the relays on here are just doing the input and output logic, and the games, kind of move selection stuff is being done by this microcontroller. What we hope to do over time is to move code out of the microcontroller into more and more relays. At some point in the future,
That'd be
hopefully
so
not
cool.
too far, we'll be able to remove the microcontroller altogether, and
Yeah.
we'll have a replica of the original machine.
Like a proper replica. That is so cool. Thanks.
You might have heard of this guy if you had a Sinclair or Commodore back in the day. Co-founder of Gilsoft, Tim Gilberts.
This is basically the story of my life as a programmer, I suppose, and at the moment is this table is the history of Sinclair, so from his earliest 1958 Practical Electronics magazine, all the way through the various machines, calculators, micro radios, the MK14 obviously, through the ZX80 which my maths teacher showed me, my ZX81, the Spectrums, obviously all the way through to what I do today, which is help the team with the ZX Spectrum Next. Doing quite a bit of work on the drivers, the electronics and the interfacing, and we're demonstrating today the Kickstarter 3 using a 3-inch disk drive. This Sinclair story is probably how I became what I was known for, and it started my life in computing. And I owe Clive Sinclair a lot,
Yeah.
But of course I'm wearing a t-shirt with the MK14 on it, which was the machine I nearly bought, but then built the stereo and ended up with the ZX80. So, which is why I've got a reconstructed MK14 here with me, because I had to build one, because I didn't build one in the 70s. So, and I got a little bit of a YouTube channel where I document what I'm doing. I don't really do a lot of videos for it, but when I feel like one, I'll video it and put it up. I write for a couple of magazines like the Spectrum Next magazine, and I've just been asked on to be a bit more regular on the Retro Adventurers podcast, so you'll find me around the scene if you're looking for things I've done.
A bit here, there and everywhere.
Yeah.
Spectrum Next is next.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I don't know what game it's playing. Someone's playing, it's Vadrak's Revenge, which is a mouse-driven game, but you do need to use both hands because the mouse targets, and you move with the keys. So, lovely little game. The Next is generating its own sort of ecosystem around game development and that, and this self-contained, and it's a great pleasure to be part of that community that's pretty much self-sustaining now. The other nice thing I was doing with this, I don't know whether you saw it, there's a Next Cube over the other side of the room.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's running the original web HTTP server that was Tim Berners-Lee created on the Next. So I thought, well, what would be a bit of a laugh was if I went into, let's have a little look. Have we got some demos here? Yeah. So of course the Next has got a Wi-Fi ESP on it. I'm hoping it's still there. Let's have a little look. What we got? Okay, so if I scan I'm connected to the PDP down the line a minute at the moment. If I scan the networks and see else is in the room, a few of us.
Yeah, just a few there.
Yeah, there's a few Wi-Fi hotspots. And it's gone. Oh no, they've shut it down. Earlier I was browsing the Next Cube from the Spectrum Next, looking at the original hypertext browser. But they've turned it off. They must be packing their cube up. Because we are, sadly, 25 minutes, we're coming to the end of Retrofest. And I can't believe it. It's like 48 hours have just vanished.
But before I go, Tim did say I should ask this guy about dragons killing cows.
Yes, you can kill cows.
Okay.
Indirectly.
Indirectly,
Yeah. So, way back in the early 80s, they were trying to modernise farming. One initiative from the government, as far as I'm aware, it's from the government. They hooked up with a company called FarmFax and Dragon, and you can buy software. And their slogan was, put a dragon on your farm and relax, which seems kind of weird. You wouldn't relax with a dragon.
I'm pretty sure if a dragon was in your farm, you wouldn't have much farm left. But
yeah, so the idea was they were going to sell all kinds of software to farmers to try and bring some kind of modernization and stats and stuff into the thing. And one of the more infamous products was Coal Cow.
oh,
So it allows you to put basic information in about how much you cost, how many cow cost, how much you can sell it for, or feed and stuff. It's very basic numbers, and then I'm not entirely sure how it works out in the end. I've been going through the instructions, and whilst the software seems okay, the instructions aren't that great. Yeah, it was all aimed at trying to make it easy, but it was some of the software was very expensive.
Wow.
I think that farming prediction there with the memory backup was like £149, and there's one card which is for recording your field data, and something like £249, so very expensive.
Oh.
So yeah, it is true. Dragons do kill cows,
there we go.
legitimately.
Legit.
From cows to the creator of Lemmings who was there attending, Mike Dailly.
Retrofest, man, how are you loving it?
It's quite good, yeah. Lots of different things that I didn't expect to be here. I was quite, from calculators to old Casio PDAs that I used to have, which was brilliant.
Oh.
And then all these old home builds as well. So it's been fascinating, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So what's one of your favourites aside from all that? Oh, it's a lot of stuff here, eh?
Yeah. The museum stuff, Swindon museum stuff's really cool.
Yeah,
The Next Cube's always been a favourite.
yeah.
From when the kind of idea used to use them for dev. So
Yeah.
that's very cool. And some of the hardware things people are making for the old machines. There's a Spectrum one there that looks at memory and then displays a map of Attic Attack as you play it. That's very cool.
That's
So
nice.
lots of really cool stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And no lemmings on any machine.
And there was one up there somewhere I did
there
spot.
was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You went and changed it.
Pit this off.
An attendee who has also worked on a lot of great machines during his time is Richard from Heber and the Retro Collective.
Yeah, how are you loving this year's Retrofest?
Fantastic, really enjoying it. Yeah, some amazing things to see, wonderful people to talk to as usual, and just some really good projects people have been working on, and just interesting computers. I think my highlight today has been, I'm really a big fan of the Scion organisers, so I was talking to John over there all about the Scion stuff, and just going through all of the whole history of that. So that's been really amazing. I'm convinced I'm going to do a video on it now, so I think that might be a really nice thing to do.
Oh,
and
sweet.
just some of the other stuff. There's some really nice kit computers over here, and wonderful Wonder Swan collection in the middle. So yeah, it's just been absolutely beautiful, just being able to talk to people and just to see everything going on. So yeah, I can't wait for next year already, and we haven't even finished this one yet.
Oh, yeah, no, I've heard whispers about it's going to be even bigger and better. So
Yeah, I think we'll be back next year, and hopefully we'll be able to take a table as well. So
Yeah.
come with the full crew.
you'd be lucky to find a space for a table this year.
I know, it's a bit cramped, isn't it? And everyone you talk to, you ask them, is this your collection? They're like, oh, no, I've got 20, 30 odd machines. So I think if you did have a bigger space, it would be very easy to fill it.
That would blow my mind.
Yeah,
Sweet,
no, it's brilliant, really good, really enjoying it. So yeah,
Awesome.
The rest of the folk from the Retro Collective were here, as well as some other familiar faces.
Hey mate,
Hey, Lee.
how you doing?
Good, man. How's the old Retrofest going for you?
Just get out of the way. This is my camera, get away.
Look at all these people just want to be on with you.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. Absolutely fantastic show. We did the same thing last year.
Yeah.
And this feels even busy. I think this is sold out this year, so it's growing and growing and growing.
It was amazing when I walked in and it was absolutely packed.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. So
some of the highlights for me, there's a computer right over in the corner, that massive one.
Yes.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Nearly knocked the case over on that. That was nearly a bad highlight, but yeah. Everybody, that's the thing though, everybody's so friendly and everybody's so hands-on. There's nothing here you can't touch. Well, actually, you can't touch any of my stuff because you might catch something. So.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to touch that. Yeah.
Well, you got something against that Spectrums?
Oh yeah, apparently. So what's your stand here?
I've called it filth. It was going to be future projects, but then I found a couple of computers that needed a clean. Let's say I did forget to bring one with me, which was even more disgusting and filthy. But I just like the idea of taking a computer from the shed stage where it's been living in a puddle for a while and bringing it back to something that was going to work again.
Yeah,
I think that's that journey is the thing that really interests me.
Yeah. Oh, look, sometimes it's more exciting than when you do get it working.
Yeah. Well, I think they will both work. Both of the ones I got over here, absolutely disgusting. I reckon that when I plug them in, they will just work. So. Sometimes that's the disappointing part of it.
True.
You want a challenge.
So if someone wants to find you on YouTube?
More Fun Making It or More Fun Fixing It, you can find me there.
Yeah, definitely go check this guy out. And all his cohort, the Retro Hardware Discord.
Yeah, come to the Discord. There's links in the descriptions of my videos and join our Discord because it's just a warm and friendly and happy place. We keep it very friendly and loads of resources there if you want to find out anything or if you want some help with a repair or something like that. Just so many friendly people. So come and join in.
No, I can vouch. These people have made me feel welcome over here in the UK. So yeah, definitely.
It's been lovely to have you here. Thanks for visiting us.
Thanks, Lee.
All right, mate.
It really has been a great time at Retrofest. But before I wrap up, I did promise you I would show you the Steam Museum. There was plenty more vintage, well, maybe more so ancient stuff which I got to go see when I was on my journeys around England, including some quite impressive landmarks. Retrofest was heaps good, and I reckon if I had more time in the country, I would have gone for both days. So many lovely people, and it was definitely worth checking out. If you're into retro computing, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.